Go. All right, guys, we're here, and I'm going to show you guys how to lay blocks to the line. Yesterday, my afternoon class laid up these blocks. I put a corner here, a corner here. We've set the string lines so that they're right at the edge of the top edge of our block here, and I'm going to show you how to fill these 3 blocks in, how we would do it out there in the real world. You have to be careful that you're not knocking your string around. Lots of times, several masons may be working on the same line. You may have guys down the house may be around 60 feet long, so you may have people working in different various areas of the wall, right? So you have to be mindful of the string line at all times. So the first process we're going to do is we're going to spread out our bed joint, and we're going to mud our head joints here on these blocks. So how we do that is we go ahead and run it all the way out typically. So I'll run my mud all the way where I need it. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You got to kind of move quick out in the real world because the mud has Portland cement in it. Here in class, we just have sand and lime in our project. So we're going to go ahead and spread all this out. Now, on these blocks here, it's hard to get them to stick, I know, but there's some techniques you can use. Or you can butter the head joints on your block. With just the sand and lime, it's a little tricky getting it stuck there on your head joint, but it's better to have really good full head joints, right, if you can get them, right? So the more full they are, the better off you are, all right? So we're going to put some on both ends. Now we're going to butter our blocks. And when we're buttering our block, we want to make sure that we're setting it with the fat side of our block upright. So now we're going to take some more mud. And again, the consistency of your mortar is going to matter quite a bit. We're going to butter our head joints here with this block, making sure that they don't fall off when I lift up my block. So I'm going to keep my block somewhat tilted like that so my head joint doesn't fall off. Then I'm going to slide the block in and drop the block right to my line is the plan. Once I have it to the line, I'm going to clean it up, saving as much mortar as I can. A lot of times guys will take the mortar they smear off that and put it on their head joint here, if you can. These blocks are a little busted up, so they're a little challenging. So we're going to butter our joint there again. We got that right. So when we're putting it to the line, we want basically just about the thickness of our trowel air gap there. All right, and we want to make sure that we maintain approximately a 3/8 inch head joint as well. All right, now we're going to set our next block. This block happens to be a corner block, but it doesn't really matter, right? So we're going to butter up our joints. It might be a little harder to get them to stick on this type of block. We're going to come over here. And again, I lean it up like that so it doesn't fall off. I slide it in and set it gently to my line. Now this block here is what we refer to as this next block I'm going to lay here, we refer to this as a closure block, right? It's the last block in the row here. And it's the most challenging block to get in there. First of all, you got to make sure that you have enough room in there before you set your block in. So you want to double check to make sure your closure block is going to fit in between before you get it all mortared up. And when you mortar this one up, you got to get mortar over here, and on your blocks as best you can. So you're going to come over here, butter this joint as best you can. And then we're going to butter both ends of our block here. So we got to lay our block flat to get both ends buttered here. So something like that. Like I said, it's kind of challenging with our just sand and lime that we don't All right, once we get enough mud on there, we're going to have to pick this block up gently, and we're going to gently slide it into where it belongs. All right, and tap it to our line. You can see as I'm working how important it is to have my work cell set up so I can literally put my mud back where it belongs. I'm not wasting in there as much mud as I need to be. So that's pretty much how you do it, guys. You maintain a small gap in between your line. Our blocks are a little rough because they're old and beat up and we practice with them a lot, but that's the idea. The name of that is a closure block, and we're laying blocks to the line. All right, if they're a little bit off, we can adjust our head joints at this point to get them quite right where we need them so that we maintain our 3/8 gap with our head joints. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day.